Dear friends, welcome to my video. In this video, we'll see how to set the minimum SDK version and the target SDK version of your Android app in Android Studio. So let's begin. So when you're creating a new project from Android Studio, let's say you go there and you're setting any layout. Or here you'll get an option to set the minimum SDK level. So first I can set a name to this testing test SDK version settings. Yeah. And over here rest of the things I'll leave it as it is, but the important part is this part, minimum SDK. So over here you can set the minimum SDK, and which is like basically it gives the various options. One thing which I like to highlight is, if say for example I choose one of the latest one, which is API 33, only 15% of device has this SDK, which means all the in the industry, in the market, only 15% of device are new, such that they support this SDK level. They support Android 13 and above. So if you want to support more and more device, so go for the older versions. Like if you select API 28, it will select support almost 84% of devices, which basically means there are lots of old devices in the industry, in the market. And yeah, so that for that reason you need to select an older version. That disadvantage of selecting an older version is that some of the APIs which might have updated now, or which has been deprecated now, will still be applicable in the older versions, and that may not be foolproof or very highly secure. So we should try to go for as high a version as possible to take the advantage of all the updates which Android provides. But yeah, based on your need, you should select this. So this is the minimum SDK level. However, if you notice, there is no such option of selecting the target SDK on this screen. So that by default, Android Studio will take to the latest version, whatever is installed for that particular version of Android Studio. So I click finish and wait for my environment to load so that I can show you both. So in the meantime, when the environment is loading up, I can just quickly show you in the about. So the version what I'm having is Android Studio Giraffe 2022.3.1. So it will depend on this version, your target SDK version. So which is the latest version which is there. And it's always better to choose the latest target version, because target is just a kind of hint given to the compiler that I would like to use my app which I'm building to up to that particular level. So it will just make sure that it has, while compiling to your application code, it has checked all those things. Now my environment is loaded up and I don't need to run this code and all. I just want to show you where the settings happens and what will be the advantages of this or disadvantages. So if you go to the build.gradle file over here, and over here you'll see minimum SDK 33 and target SDK is also 33. So normally the target SDK should be definitely equal to or greater than minimum SDK. It cannot be less than. Okay. And over here, what will be the implications of setting this 33 and 32 over here is, say for example, if you have a device which doesn't has the SDK or which doesn't has API Android 13. So in that case, it will, this app, whatever you build here, it will not run on that particular phone. However, if you have a phone, say for example, of our latest Android 14, which is APK SDK 34, then in that case it will work. It should most likely work. But since target SDK is still 33, it may be some of the APIs, say for example, which are deprecated in 34, may give some trouble. So it's always better to use the latest. Say for example, if it's 34, you should go for latest version, and you can click on sync now. And no, it gives error because I think it expects both compile SDK and this one to be same. Yeah. So after changing it, I have done the sync now, and it just now completed, but still I can see there is some error here. So let's see what's the error. It looks like you just edited this. Be sure to consider documentation and launch SDK upgrade assistant. You can click here, or you can click that red icon here, and same thing, it will open up. And you can click here and see if you can upgrade that that upgrade assistant. So since it's not showing still the upgrade assistant for until the level like for the level 34 it shows only until 33, so we will just skip this and we'll go back to 33. So I think the version which I'm having, giraffe version, that doesn't support 34. No, I wanted to focus on this 33 part as well. The minimum SDK. So over here, right now the minimum SDK is 33. But let's assume you want to support a wider range of wider range of devices, and you have missed out setting it a low version while creating this project. So no problem. You can just change it from here, say for example to a low version 30, and you can click on sync now, and bingo, it should be perfectly fine, and you can now run it in a device which supports only API 30, which is the older version of the older version of the Android OS. So yeah, and then you can select the respective device and you can run this application. So that's all. I just wanted to show you quickly how easily you can change over here, change the version over here, and that will work fine. So that's all. I hope you understand how easy it is to change the SDK versions right in the Gradle file, and then don't forget to click on sync now button. And probably I'll just revert it to 33 version also, because my target SDK is 33 here, so that should be better here. Yeah. So that's all. I hope this video is useful to you. If you have any questions or suggestions, then please put in the comment section below. And if you like this video, then please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.